Hello and welcome back to the Milan save on Football Manager 2023. Now, it's been a little while since the last episode. I lost my voice last week, but I've found it now, so we can do another episode where we're trying to win the Champions League. In this episode, we will be playing against Atletico Madrid and Hapoel Sheva. After our opening two Champions League games, we're a bit of a mixed bag, beating Shakhtar 3-2 and then losing quite comprehensively to Arsenal by 6-2. Since the last episode, we've played two games off camera, so we'll take a look at what happened in those games now. So the first of those was away from home at Cagliari. We made 6 changes for this game with some players that don't really generally get that much game time brought in, like the likes of Laplord, Scavoni and Brewster. We went 1-0 down after half an hour, Bondar putting Cagliari in the lead. So at half-time, I brought Rooney Bargi on for Alban Laplord at right wing, and thankfully on the hour mark, Rooney Bargi got the equaliser for us and managed to save our blushes. It was only a 1-1 draw though in the end, just the point for us. Bit disappointing. But then we faced Genoa at home and we brought in a few of our returning players, the likes of Vignato, Hudson-Odoi as well were brought in. Vignato was the man that took the lead for us on the 16th minute. Lazetic made it 2 just before the half an hour mark, and then he got his second goal of the game just after half time as he scored from a Vignato assist and confirmed a 3-0 win for us. And that means that we currently find ourselves 6th in the Serie A table after 8 games played. We are 4 points off top of the table, Napoli, and still in with a shout. We're normally this far off the top of the table at this stage of the season. But to be fair, we are normally doing a bit better in the Champions League. So let's take a look at how today's first opponent in the Champions League are doing. They are currently top of La Liga after 8 games played. They're 1 point clear of both Real Madrid and Villarreal. And they've actually drawn with Real Madrid and beaten Real Sociedad in their last 2 matches. Again, the names aren't correct for some reason. I have tried to reinstall the name fix, but I'll do it again, see if it works. Not really sure what's going on there. Looking at how Atletico have done in their first 2 Champions League games, they beat Salzburg by 4-1 in the first game and then drew away from home at Man City 2-2 in their second game. So it's not going too badly for them at the moment. They are currently 8th in the league stage. We are obviously 16th. A victory today can send us firing up that table though. So looking at the other games that are being played today, there's not that many that stand out really. Our game's probably the biggest one. I guess Porto Ajax is sort of historically maybe a big game, like big tie for Wolves. They're playing Barcelona, and Jablanek, the team we're looking at as well. Keeping an eye on them. They are at home to PSG, so I don't expect them to do very well. Olympiacos, who are currently top of the league stage, they're hosting Liverpool, so it'll be interesting to see how they get on there. If they beat Liverpool, then they've got a pretty decent chance of qualifying after just 3 games, I guess. So this is the lineup that we've got for this game away from home at Atletico Madrid. We've got Maignan in goal. Zanoli is at right back today with Kalulu and Tomori in central defence and Teo at left back. Ishmael Bennacer is alongside Ryan Gravenberch in defensive midfield. Callum Hudson-Odoi is on the right wing. Rafa Leao on the left wing. Samuel Vignato continues in attacking centre midfield as Charles de Ketelaere is still recovering from an injury. And then Benjamin Sesko is the lone man up front. Ball out wide to Valentin Rossier now down the right-hand side for Atletico. This could be the first opportunity for either team in this game. It's a ball in to the edge of the box to Morata. Morata on the volley and it's just over the bar. Zanoli forward to Hudson-Odoi. Atletico are just crowding us out here. Very high press from them. Played back to Kalulu. Now Bennacer once more, seeing a lot of the ball in this highlight, and that's a bad touch from him, and he's giving the ball away to Morata, who gave the ball away to him in the first place. Now Morata with a through ball looking for De Paul. Zanoli should get there and does. And oh my... Maignan with an absolute clanger has passed that ball out to Antoine Griezmann, and he's pounced on the easiest of finishes to put Atletico 1-0 up. Absolutely terrible goalkeeping from Mike Maignan. We've seen it a few times in previous seasons and it's happened again. Zanoli with a back pass, Maignan with an attempted clearance, but it's right at head height for Griezmann to just nod that in the first time, and we find ourselves a goal down. And Bennacer has given the ball away again. Morata finds Griezmann looking for a second, and it's a pretty easy save in the end for Mike Maignan. But defensively, we are at odds and ends here. We don't know our arse from our elbow currently in defence. Šeško, just on the halfway line, finds Hudson-Odoi, he's quite inside. It's a great ball inside, though, from him to Leao. Leao to Vignato. Vignato with a shot, surely, and it's saved by the keeper and cleared by Valentin Rossier. He's got another opportunity to clear it here, but Vignato should be doing better with that. He was 1-on-1 with the keeper, and he just played it straight at him. He has picked up a bit of a knock, to be fair to him. He's picked up a tight calf, apparently. We might have to look at taking him off. I know Charles de Ketelaere is on the bench. He can actually play 45 minutes today, so we might make that change. So we're going to take Vignato off. De Ketelaere is coming on for the second half. At right back, Zanoli's not doing great, but obviously we've only got Scavoni to bring on for him, so don't really want to make that change. I could move Kalulu out to right back. We're going to do that. We're going to move Kalulu to right back, and we'll bring on Mattia Vitti at centre back to partner to Mori. Gravenberch and Sesko both not having the best of games either. We'll give them a little bit of the second half. To throw in for Atletico, and Griezmann is on the ball. He's already got one goal already today. He'll be looking for a second to add to his total. Zakaria running down the right-hand side, inside the box to Morata with a header. Maignan needs to... I don't know what he needs to do. He needs to go to spec savers. He needs to just get better. I don't know what that was. He's been at fault, really, for both of these goals. I'm losing my voice again. Zakaria with a ball in, a looping ball. Morata with a... Not the best of headers. Maignan just put a hand to it. He could have got a stronger hand on it and pushed it over the bar at least. Should really be saving that though, but we are now 2 goals down to Atletico Madrid, and I think find ourselves currently outside of the top 24 qualifying spaces. Obviously still very early days. That's a ball to nothing really from Pierre Kalulu there, but Theo is going to pounce on that clearance, and hopefully we can get a goal here. To Rafa Leao, he's in the box, needs to play it across, finds Sesko with the finish, and we've got a goal back. It's 2-1, Benjamin Sesko with his 6th goal of the season, and we've got half an hour left to try and get an equaliser. Our first real chance of the game, the first chance that I've seen anyway, sort of handed to us from a Valentin Rossier clearance. It was Theo who run it down the left-hand side. Lovely ball from him to Leao. Then inside the box, Šeško with the little chip, a Šeško chip, to get us back into this game. But Atletico are on the attack now. It's Bassi with a throw-in, and every time that ball goes into the box, I am not confident. Valentin Rossier with the ball on the edge of the box. Finds Zakaria. Zakaria with a shot. It's blocked. Hugo Guillamon has fired Atletico back into a 2-goal lead. His first ever goal. Oh, that's handy, isn't it? Just to get his first goal against me. Maignan, that's probably a goal that he couldn't really do much about. There was a lot of power behind that strike. It was Theo with a header. Thought Valentin Rossier was going to get the goal. Instead, he played it back to Zakaria. His shot was blocked. And then Hugo Guillamon with the finish. Maignan got a hand to it, but not enough. So we're going to take Gravenberch off because he's just got worse since the half-time break. We're going to bring on Lucas Guarna-Duaf for him in defensive midfield. Maignan is having a stinker, but what's the point of taking your goalkeeper off? Hernandez not having a great time out there either, so we'll take him off. No, we're not going to do that because we've done that before. Hang on, how many subs have we got left? No, we can't do that because we'll have one left. Okay, I don't want to be left short because the past 10 games or so, there's been a few where we've found ourselves with a player getting injured late on and we don't have anyone to bring on because we've used all of our subs. Corner. Can we get another goal? We've got 16 minutes just about to save the game. It's headed away. Tomori's going to get it though. Hopefully he doesn't lose the ball. It's Tomori. Got lots of men up there, so we just need to play it into the box really. We need to go route 1. Tomori on the ball once more. Ball into Šeško. He looked like he might have been offside. He's got the finish, but I don't know if it's going to count. I don't want to celebrate just yet. That looked like he just edged offside. He's possibly got his second goal of the game, but Willie Collum, the referee, is consulting with VAR and it has been disallowed. Šeško was offside. I thought he was just a touch offside. We'll see probably with the second replay, or the first replay here. He's not as offside as I thought he was, but he still was. If we want to get anything from this game, we need to score a goal very, very soon. But instead, we are going to get a man sent off as Fikayo Tomori has just gone straight through the back of Llorente and he finds himself heading towards the tunnel. A second yellow card for Tomori and it's just going from bad to worse. So we're going to have to sacrifice a player to bring a centre-back on. So De Ketelaere is going to be sacrificed. We're going to bring on Tizele, who is a youngster who hopefully isn't going to have any sort of catastrophic error in the last 10 minutes, but it doesn't really matter at this point anyway because we're already losing. And the pain might not yet be over as we've given the ball away to Bassi in our own half here, and we're into the first minute of 4 of stoppage time as Bassi runs forward down the left-hand side. Lovely ball from him to Reinildo. Reinildo with a chance to get a ball in. It's De Paul, and Rodrigo De Paul has made it 4-1. I'm running out of words to describe this defence at the moment. 6-2 loss to Arsenal, conceded 6 in the league to someone as well, and then 4 goals conceded here today. We are not looking like we're going to have a chance at even getting out of the group stage of the Champions League at the minute. Obviously, we've got, on paper, easier fixtures coming up. We have had a couple of difficult ones, but I mean, we should be doing a bit better against Atletico Madrid. We shouldn't necessarily be beating them, but you'd think we'd be a bit closer. So elsewhere in the Champions League in this game, we can just pick out a few highlight results. So Dortmund smashed Sporting by 6-0. Hapoel, who are our next opponents, beat Red Star Belgrade by 4-0. Jablonec managed to get 2 goals against PSG, but did lose 4-2. Olympiacos, who were top of the league stage, succumbed to a 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Wolves beat Barcelona 2-1. The team... Okay, that happened. So looking at the league stage after 3 games played, and you can see us all the way down in 25th place. Now, I may have misspoke earlier because I said the top 24 qualify. Is it the top 24 or is it the top 26? I've completely forgotten. It's the top 24. I was right, sadly. So yeah, we're currently outside of, or just outside actually, we're in 25th. But we're also in pretty good company being outside of the top 24 qualifying teams, as Barcelona and Napoli are both there alongside us, as well as fellow Italian side Atlanta. Looking towards the top end of the table, we've got in the qualification spots currently PSG, Atletico, Villarreal, Real Madrid, Monaco, Bayern, Porto and Juve, and then a whole host of teams in the qualification spots currently. So we've got a massive game against Inter in the league next up, so I'll play that off camera and then we'll be back with the second Champions League game of the episode against Hapoel Sheva. So we played that game against Inter at home and it ended 1-1. Barella put Inter ahead on 11 minutes. We thought we'd equalise thanks to Benjamin Šeško after half-time, but that goal was disallowed for offside. But then it was Sami Vignato who did get the equaliser eventually. It was a Gouveia shot which was deflected and then fell straight in the feet of Vignato, who was about 6 yards out, for the easiest of tap-ins to make sure that we did not lose to our local rivals. So it is match day now. We are preparing to face Hapoel Sheva in the Champions League. Looking at the other fixtures in the Champions League, we've got Jablonec, who we're obviously keeping a keen eye on. They are away from home against Atletico Madrid. AS Monaco Chelsea, that's a relatively big one. Atlanta Liverpool as well. Can Wolves get another upset victory away from home at Napoli? That'll be interesting to see. So a few enforced changes for us in this game. We'll run through the team sheet though. We've got Mike Mignon in goal. Divine Wrench comes in at right back for Alessandro Zanoli, who has switched to centre back alongside Mattia Vitti, because not only is Fikayo Tomori suspended due to his red card in the previous game, but Pierre Kalulu has twisted his ankle in training and is going to be out for the next 3 weeks. So that's fun. I did have Matteo Tizelle, who was another option to bring into central defence, but he's only 19. I don't think he's quite ready for it yet. Zanoli can capably play at centre-back, so should be all right. I think it's the first time we've ever played him at centre-back, though, so it'll be interesting to see how he does. Divine Wrench coming back from a long-term injury, and you can see the little fitness test icon still next to him, but he should be able to get through the majority of this game. Theo Hernandez is at left-back. In defensive midfield, we've got Benesa alongside Gravenberch. At right wing, we've brought in Rooney Bargi for Callum Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi and Leao, who also misses out this game, they've not been doing too great really in recent matches, so they're both dropping to the bench for this one. Bargi in for Hudson-Odoi, and then Thiago Gouveia is in for Rafa Leao. Sami Vignato continues at attacking centre midfield despite Charles de Ketelaere being fully fit now. That is because Vignato has been one of our standout players in this poor run of form that we've had. And then up front, we've got Marko Lazatic coming in for Benjamin Šeško, who hasn't really hit the ground running in the past few games, so hopefully Lazatic can do a bit better. Rooney Bargi. Beautiful through ball from Bargi to Lazatic. Lazatic through on goal, and Marko Lazatic opens the scoring. 4th goal of the season for him. He has proven already why he perhaps should be ahead of Benjamin Šeško in the pecking order. Excellent assist from Rooney Bargi. The changes seem to be working, although, to be fair, we are playing against Hapoel Sheva, so take everything with a pinch of salt. Beautiful through ball, though, from Rooney Bargi, and then Lazatic with a very assured finish. Gravenberch switches the ball to the left-hand side to Gouveia. Gouveia with a chance to get a ball in here, possibly. It's blocked by the defender, but it comes to Vignato, Vignardo with the ball across, Lazetic, and the second attempt, and it's saved by Azizi. It was a bit of a messy, scrappy attempt there. We're just looking at the table, and we are up into the qualification spots, temporarily at least. We're up in 17th, which is obviously not as good as we've done in the previous seasons, but it would still be a qualification spot, which is the all-important thing. It's Viti going on a bit of a run there, the centre-back, finds Thiago Gouveia on the left, back to Ryan Gravenberch. Now Sammy Vignardo coming deep for the ball once more, plays it back to Gravenberch, Theo with it on the left-hand side. Early cross from him, that's headed away, but it's going to fall to Rooney Bargi at the back post. It's Rooney Bargi with a chance here. Bargi, it's deflected and then saved somehow by the goalkeeper. It was I think Bargi was trying to cross it there because that was going nowhere near the goal when it was deflected by the defender. But the goalkeeper with an excellent save. And we have a corner. Benessa whips it in, and Azizi collects that easily. Gouveia plays a short pass to Theo, who is now going to run down this left-hand side that we've seen him do so many times throughout our time at Milan. It's Theo down by the byline, ball across, Rooney Bargi with a header, and somehow that's gone past the goalkeeper, and Rooney Bargi gets himself on the score sheet after getting an assist earlier in the game. That's his third goal of the season. Theo Hernandez just doing what he always does, that burst and run down the left-hand side, all the way down to the byline. Great ball across, and then Rooney Bargi with the header. Excellent goal all round. Azizi probably should do better in goal though. A big win today could help us improve our terrible goal difference. Obviously losing 6-2 and 4-1 has greatly affected us. We were on a -6 goal difference at the start of this game, so a few more goals would probably help that, but it looked like Hapoel were possibly in there, but we've managed to deal with any danger. Gouveia switches play to the right hand side to Rooney Bargi, wrenches the man over. Wrench now with a chance to run down the right hand side. Can he get a ball in? Instead, he comes back and plays it across to Rooney Bargi. Inside to Benessa now. Benessa probably looking for some space to have a shot, I imagine. He finds the space and he shoots, and it's fired over the bar. Benessa in the centre circle, moving forward with the ball. Finds Rooney Bargi in a bit of space down the right-hand side here. Rooney Bargi into the box now with a shot. It's blocked. Rooney Bargi with another chance here. It's Bargi's through on goal, and it's an excellent finish past the goalkeeper. Rooney Bargi with his second goal of the game. It looked like the chance had possibly gone when his original shot was blocked by the defender, but it fortunately bounced back to him. He went a little bit further and he just toe poked that past the goalkeeper at the near post. Benessa, the man that made the chance, really played it to Rooney. Rooney Bargi with the initial shot, as I said, and then a couple more touches into a very narrow angle, and he managed to just get it in, just sneak it in. It's Rooney Bargi once more. He's on a hat-trick now. Can he get a hat-trick before half-time? Rooney Bargi running down the right-hand side. He's probably going to have to cross this, I imagine. Plays it back to Benessa instead. Benessa now in the box. Back to Rooney Bargi. He has a shot. It's blocked. Vignardo with an effort, and it's cleared off the line by the Hapoel defender. Well, that's a lot better. Half-time, 3-0. Like I said, it is Hapoel Sheva, but a convincing victory is a convincing victory regardless of who you're playing against. Free kick from the left-hand side. Benessa to take it to the back post towards Gravenberch. He wins the header. It's fallen to the back post to Gouveia with a header. Gouveia again, and Gouveia a third time. And he still can't get it past the goalkeeper. It was a mixture of goalkeeper and post, I think, that stopped that from going in. But Theo Hernandez with a shot, and that's off the bar this time. What a little sequence of play that was. 4 attempts on goal, and we still didn't manage to get our 4th goal of the game. Benessa with a long searching ball down the right-hand side to Rooney Bargi. He's down by the byline now. Plays it inside to Sammy Vignardo. And is Vignardo fouled? That's got to be a penalty, surely. I think it is. It looked like Vignardo was tripped. A very, very silly challenge from the defender there. Vignardo was going nowhere. It's going to go to VAR. The referee is checking. And hopefully this is going to be a chance for our 4th. It is indeed a penalty. And I imagine Rooney Bargi is going to be taking it since he's on a hat-trick. Indeed he is. Here he is. Bargi, it's saved. Oh no. Rooney Bargi couldn't get his hat-trick. And that's a little bit of a disappointment in this game. Benessa to take the corner, which has resulted from the penalty. And it's going towards Lazetic at the back post, but that's headed away by Vitor. Vignardo, though, collects it on the edge of the box. It's Vignardo with a shot that's over the bar. Benessa takes the corner. Barrero heads that away. It's going to come back to Benessa, though. Another chance to get a ball in, possibly. He comes inside the box himself instead and shoots, and it's just over the bar. Gravenberch finds Thiago Gouveia on the left-hand side in a little bit of space. He comes inside now, Gouveia. Looking for someone to pass to. He finds Vignardo, and that is a simple finish. And the goalkeeper should be doing so much better there, but Sammy Vignardo is not going to complain. He gets on the score sheet once again. It's 4-0 now. Gravenberch played it to Gouveia after a long build-up play where we've just been passing it around the back. Gouveia finds the sneaky little through ball to Vignardo, and he just first time past the keeper, places it in the back of the net, and it's 4-0. And with just about 15 minutes to go, we should probably look at making some changes. We do have a league game coming up, at the weekend. So we're going to bring on Lucas Gornaduath for Ishmael Benesa. We'll see if we can get Šeško into some form as well. We'll bring him on for Lazetic. And probably the same with Leao and also De Ketelaere, I want to say. I'm going to keep Rooney Bargi on just because he's on a hat-trick, see if he can get that. Corner for Hapoel, a possible chance for them to get a consolation here, which would not be good for our goal difference. It's Cohen to take it from the right-hand side. He's taking his time. Is he ever going to take this corner? There we go. Finally decides to take it. Whipped in. And Mariano Barreiro has scored a consolation goal for Hapoel. We've literally just strengthened the side on paper, really, by making all those changes. But we somehow managed to concede a goal. Viti with the ball down the left-hand side to Leao. Leao inside to Šeško. Šeško with a chance here to regain our 4-goal lead. And Benjamin Šeško with an excellent finish. This time he is onside. And we are back to leading by 4 goals. 5-1 is the scoreline. That highlight came straight from the kickoff after the Hapoel goal as well. So it was Viti who picked out the pass to Rafa Leao on the left-hand side. Leao with his second touch there, just finding a beautiful ball to Benjamin Šeško, who brought it down nicely and then placed it past the goalkeeper. 5-1. So there's the full-time whistle. A convincing 5-1 victory for us today. It manages to scrape back some of that terrible goal difference from our 2 previous Champions League results. So looking at the other games that have been played in this game week, Jablonec managed a goal against Atletico Madrid, but they lost the same scoreline as we lost to them too. Some big victories elsewhere in the Champions League this game week as well. Dortmund beating Real Betis by 5-0. But the standout one, Juve demolishing Red Star Belgrade by 12-0. Vlahovic scoring 5, 6, 7, 8 times in that game. That is ridiculous. Wolves managing a 0-0 draw with Napoli. Marseille beating Real Madrid by 3-2 is a bit of a shock result. Rennes managing a 2-2 draw with Barcelona. Shakhtar drawing with Arsenal. There's quite a few shock results in this one, so let's see how that leaves the current standings in the league stage. So if you search about a bit lower than halfway down the table, you'll find us sat in 21st place, just above Liverpool. So in a qualification spot as things stand, which is obviously what we want by the end of the league stage. But we are on 6 points. We're only 2 points off the 8th place team currently, who are Villarreal. So still plenty of time for us to get up into that top 8. Looking at the top 8, currently we have PSG as the only side who haven't lost a game. They haven't drawn a game. They've won every single one of their 4 games so far. They are top of the table. Then we've got Madrid, Porto, Bayern, Juve, Benfica, Marseille and Villarreal. Looking at the teams that are currently missing out on qualification, we've got Barcelona, Napoli and Atalanta, probably the main ones there. So they'll be trying to find their way into the knockout round of the Champions League in the next 4 games. Wolves doing pretty well in the Champions League so far this season with 2 wins, 1 draw and 1 defeat. So looking ahead to the next episode, and things don't get... Well, we had a pretty easy time of it in the second game, but things don't get much easier as we've got Borussia Dortmund in our next Champions League game. And then following that, we've got Red Bull Leipzig. So it's been a pretty tough draw for us, to be fair. Arsenal, Atletico, Dortmund and Leipzig are not easy games. We've got 2 relatively easy games against Rennes and Red Star Belgrade as our final 2 games of the Champions League phase. But if we don't pick something up against at least one of Dortmund or Leipzig, we could be struggling to qualify in the top 8. I still think we'll be able to qualify in the top 24, but ideally we don't want to have to play that extra knockout game. In the meantime, before the next episode, I'll be playing the 2 league games against Lazio and the team that have just won 12-0, Juve, in Serie A. So hopefully we can get some results against them. Lazio struggling this season. They're 14th. Juve, of course, up in 3rd. So that could be a bit of a challenge. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified. And I'll see you next time.